Alright guys, let's go over your account setup and tools. So, as of late April, they actually changed the rules again. So, there is a margin rule for a minimum balance that you should have in a margin account. But as far as futures, they've never had a minimum amount that you have to have in order to day trade. But as of April 2026, FINRA eliminated the $25,000 PDT minimum for stock day traders. A risk-based intraday margin system now applies with a $2,000 minimum balance, but they have updated it to $0. And futures have never had a PDT rule, regulated by the CFTC and the NFA. What account types do you need? You have a margin account, which is mandatory for futures. You control large contract values with a small performance bond deposit. Futures commission merchant, or also known as FCM. Your broker must be CFTC registered. Top platforms like NinjaTrader, Tasty Trades, Charles Schwab. These are reputable and regulated prop firms or brokerages. IRA futures account. Trade futures in traditional, Roth, rollover, or SEP IRAs. Typically requires $25,000 net liquidation value minimum, which means in order for you to invest, you have to have double of whatever you're investing set in that account. So if you want to invest $20,000, you must have $40,000. If you have $50,000, you must have $100,000, so on and so forth. Futures versus stocks. And here's the key differences. No PDT rule. Futures are regulated by CFTC, NFA, not FINRA. Trade as many times daily as you want, regardless of account size. Lower entry. So micro e-mini contracts often require only $50 to $100 intraday margin. Ideal for small accounts that are building up. Leverage. Futures offer significant leverage. This amplifies both gains and losses. Respect position sizing always. And as I always say, guys, definitely start with paper trading first. Most brokers provide free simulation accounts with live market data, like webull or TradingView, and even NinjaTrader has a demo. Do not skip this step, guys. Trade in paper for at minimum 30 to 90 days until your strategy shows consistent results in a risk-free environment. Discipline to paper trade properly is itself a test of your mindset. Propfirm alternatives like Topstep, Apex, Lucid, Tradeify, or even Alpha. Evaluation-based funded account programs allow you to trade firm capital after passing a performance challenge. You pay monthly subscriptions and data fees. This is an alternative to trading your own capital while you build your track record. Key benefit, your personal funds are not at risk during live trading. And how it essentially works, guys, so let's say if you want to buy a $25,000, $50,000 or $100,000 or up to a $250,000 account, well, it would essentially cost you a fee, right? So let's just say you're looking at a Lucid account and the account is a $50,000 account, and let's just say they charge $200 to have that account opened. You would essentially be leveraging your $200 to access a combine, which would put you in a 3-day time period where you show the prop firm that you genuinely know how to trade with good risk management and good strategy, and you get the account profitable around $3,000. Once you get the account profitable, then you go into your funded stages. And once you're into your funded stage, you get the account over a certain minimum criteria or have a certain amount of days of consistency so that you can actually go get a payout. Once you go through those phases, you essentially only risk $200 to get anywhere between an 85 to 95% payout on the gains on that account. So let's say you bought a $50,000 account and you got it up to $100,000, then you would take 85 to 95% of the profits on that account, and all it did was leverage $200 out of your pocket. Margin rules you must know. Under FINRA Rule 2264, your broker can sell your securities without contacting you to meet a margin call. Choose which asset to liquidate, and you have no say. Increase maintenance margin requirements at any time without notice. Deny extensions on margin calls. There is no grace period entitlement. Know these rules. Treat margin with absolute respect, guys. Device requirements. For the most part, all trading and course activities can be done via a laptop, a desktop, or even a mobile device. For active day trading, a multi-monitor desktop setup is strongly recommended for chart analysis, order entry, and news monitoring simultaneously. Here's the thing. It doesn't really matter too much your setup. What's really most important is if you have a laptop or a desktop or a cell phone, you can still day trade. You don't need the whole fancy gear and monitors and all the fancy stuff. You'll get there eventually, but just to get started, all you pretty much need is a cell phone or a laptop or your desktop at home. Let's go over trading platforms. So, as many of you guys know, I use TradingView for my charting. TradingView is the industry standard charting platform. Free tier is sufficient to start. Setup checklist. Add your instruments like NQ1, ES1, MNQ, and MES. Set your time frames 1, 5, 15 minute, 1 hour. As you guys know, I also like to have my 2 hour, 4 hour, my daily, and my monthly also within my time frames. Add indicators like your VWAP, Richter, May clouds, volume, such and such. We'll go over a little bit more on which indicators, but essentially you guys know that I only use luxalgo indicators and standard indicators from within TradingView. Draw key support and resistance levels each morning. Enable bar replay for backtesting. Pro tip, create a layout template with all your indicators preloaded so your chart is ready every morning in under 5 minutes. Tradezella is going to be your trading journal. Tradezella is a dedicated trading journal that connects directly to your broker and auto imports your trades. Set it up before your first paper trade, not after you go live. Connect your broker API for automatic trade import. Create custom tags for your strategy types. Set up your emotion rating scale from 1 to 10. Enable screenshot integration. Set your weekly review reminders on Sundays. Your daily pre-market routine. Treat trading like a professional sport. The routine before the game matters as much as the game itself. 8 a.m., check overnight futures levels. Where did price close versus the prior day? 8:15 a.m., check economic calendar like Forex Factory or Financial Juice. Any red events today, make sure you look out for those red folders. 8:30 in the morning, mark key support and resistance levels on your chart. 8:45, identify the pre-market trend. Is it above price or below VWAP? 9 a.m., note the overnight high and low. These are key breakout and breakdown levels. 9:25 a.m., clear your mind, no phone, no distractions, be present, and make sure that you're level-headed. 9:30, market opens. Watch the orb form. Do not trade for the first 5 minutes, and in most instances, I say don't trade for the first 15 minutes. If you are going to trade, at least wait for that 15-minute orb breakout. Now again, as far as hardware recommendations, you don't need an elaborate setup to start, but as you scale, these things kind of tend to matter. The monitors. Minimum 2 monitors are recommended, 1 for charts, 1 for order entry and news. Multiple monitors reduce context and switching errors. Internet. Wired Ethernet connection is preferred. Wi-Fi introduces latency that can cause slippage on fast fills. Computer. Any modern laptop or desktop with 8 GB RAM is sufficient. You're running a browser and trading platform, not rendering video. Backup. Have your phone as a backup trading device in case your main setup fails mid-trade.